Guns down now.
Receiving to coordinates.
I gotta do my shit. I'll find the bunker entrance.
And I'll provide the distraction. Let's show them how cyber commandos get it done.
Mark 4 style, motherfucker!
Hey guys, LevelCap here, and I love this freaking game. I don't know if you guys have heard about Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon yet, but it's only $15 on Steam. It came out yesterday, and it is awesome. And if you are at all nostalgic about the 80s like I am, this game really does embody just everything that was excellent about 80s sci-fi action movies and action video games. Not only does Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon pay tribute to those games and movies with the visual style and the audio cues, but they also got some awesome voice actors from the 80s. Michael Biehn, probably best known for his role as Kyle Reese in Terminator. He also played Corporal Hicks in Aliens, and he is playing the main character in this game, and he is just hamming it up 80s style. Now the plot for this game isn't particularly important. You are on an island, much like the other Far Cry games, and there are dragons on there, blood dragons apparently, and the story is just full of awesome 80s cliches. You're a cyber commando, and as you can see, your left arm is made out of metal. Neon pink and neon green are big colors in this game, and if you guys have ever seen bad 80s sci-fi action movies that sort of seem to be the dystopian future, everything had these neon lights everywhere. And what you're seeing right now is me harvesting hearts, cyborg hearts to be more specific. You can actually use these cyborg hearts to attract blood dragons. I'll get a little more into that later. It's absolutely ridiculous. In terms of how the actual game plays out, I think you get a hell of a game for $15. Now if you're familiar with Far Cry 3, it's going to play out very similar to that. It starts you off with a little bit of a linear mission system just to sort of familiarize yourself with the plot of what's going on, and then it kind of sticks you in the middle of an island on a base, and you can kind of run missions as you choose from there. And here I kind of run into one of the more heavily armored guys for the first time and put a few shotgun shots into it, not doing much. And you can switch over to C400 to deal with some of these heavier guys, and I guess C400 is a bit more advanced than C4, seem to do pretty good work on that guy. Now here we're going to switch over to a sequence showing the very first part in the beginning of the game where it shows you how to lure blood dragons with cyber hearts. And so I've harvested a few hearts. I've got 2 of them here, and the game's telling me to chuck it over there by those bad guys. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it, and I'm waiting for the dragons to react. Now as you can see in the top right corner, there's 3 dragons there, and it'll sort of alert you if they're aware of your presence, and they actually change color depending on their anger level, I guess. And this guy's about to go crazy on these cyborgs in there, and a second one joins in for the fun. They're actually doing some good damage with rocket launchers. They managed to take out one of them. So what's pretty fun is that you've got this huge sandbox of an island filled with bases that have cyber commandos or cyborgs on them and blood dragons, and you can kind of pit them against each other and then clean up whoever's left. And much like the Far Cry games, you have many options of how you want to clear out a base. You can go in stealth, take out guys with your little ninja blade that of course glows neon purple, and then you can do combos also with that blade. If you stab somebody and there's somebody else within a certain distance of you, you can immediately go up to them and one-shot them with the blade. And then of course you have a large arsenal of weaponry. You've already seen me use the C400. There's a minigun that you'll see a little bit of later. You have a basic assault rifle, a pistol. All these guns have their own upgrades as well, so you can actually put silencers on stuff, outfit them with different sights and different grips and stuff like that to actually change the way that they perform, and it's kind of neat because you're not expecting it necessarily from a game like this. I mean, the game just seems so goofy. You're expecting to kind of just run through it and have a bunch of silly cliches, but there actually is a whole game behind this. Much like the Far Cry 3 formula, you can either just follow the storyline and just do the basic missions, or you can go off explore on your own and figure out more of what's going on the island and try and figure out some funny backstories. And it's all really silly and goofy, but it's actually a lot of fun. And the environment, although it's kind of simplistic in nature, does have all the cool Far Cry 3 stuff going on for it. There's random animals that walk around the environment that you can harvest for money and points, and you can actually spend money on upgrading your weapons. The environment has grass that catches fire, as you see right here, and the fire spreads. Depending on which way the wind's blowing, the fire will spread that direction faster. You can catch on fire, you have to put yourself out, and it's just kind of cool to watch the world react to some of the mayhem that you can cause. And of course, it wouldn't really be much of a Far Cry game if you weren't allowed to drive vehicles and have cool vehicle battles. Now, of course, the combat seems almost copy and paste from Far Cry 3, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The AI in Far Cry is at least fun to play with, and just the fact that AI can drive vehicles on patrol around the road, stop, get out, shoot at you. You can blow up their vehicles, you can shoot at different parts of their vehicles. It's really engaging and a lot of fun. And of course we have this cool purple cyborg vision here, which allows you to tag enemy targets, and it's pretty goofy looking. It looks pretty much like that view that they used in Terminator, that sort of infrared view, which was actually red, which made it almost impossible to see things in the actual Terminator movies. But they've done a good job of just recreating the ambiance. You do feel like you're in some sort of 80s dystopian future, and they just really nail it in every single aspect. And the only thing that really feels out of place in this game is that it's not some sort of 8-bit title. We're playing on the Far Cry 3 engine. Everything looks really nice. The graphics are shiny. There's tons of bloom from the lights, lots of neon colors, big explosions. The game actually looks pretty good. I don't know if the graphics rival, say, Crysis 3 or even Far Cry 3 probably had a little more detail than this game, but they're still pretty to look at, and the game runs really smoothly, and that's something to be said, especially for modern titles. Now, I'm using a mounted minigun on top of the Jeeps, and I thought I would anger this dragon and see just how much damage this minigun could do to it. And I noticed it's actually taking down its health pretty fast, but this thing is charging right for me. I managed to get it last second. Thing explodes, and look at that. You get achievements in the game too. There's tons of goofy achievements that you can earn for doing just random silly stuff around the environment, like killing animals and harvesting animals and all that kind of stuff. Now, there is no multiplayer aspect to this title, which is okay. I have to say it would be kind of fun to play around in multiplayer with some goofy 80s weapons. Who knows, you know, sometimes these games become cult hits, or they can develop a really large online following. But the fact that it's only $15 and you get this big open environment world to play in with all these great weapons and graphics and awesome voice acting and just goofy lines all the time, you really are getting your money's worth with this game. And although I only played for a few hours of it so far, I gotta say that I'm definitely happy with my investment. Even at this point right now, I feel like I've gotten $15 worth of a purchase out of this game, just because the environment really is a lot of fun. You don't take the game too seriously, but at the same time it is challenging at times. I have been killed by dragons before, or just walked into the wrong combat situation because I was being a little too aggressive and kind of underestimated my enemy. So, you know, they managed to put some challenge in there. They managed to make you laugh constantly at the silly lines that are going on, and just having that nostalgic element to it. That's really important for me. I know some of you guys probably don't have as much of an 80s nostalgia as I do, but if you do at all have a good reminiscent times of like bad 80s movies or 80s anime, then this game is definitely for you. And this little scene here is a perfect example of just the fun chaos that you can create in the environment with the dragons and the AI. So that pretty much wraps it up for my initial impressions of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I highly recommend it, especially for the price. that they're offering the game. It really is a steal, especially if you haven't played Far Cry 3. This is a great way to sort of experience the same engine. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.
Sloan wasn't entirely there to begin with. Now he has the rockets, and God knows what he's planning.
What's with the needle, Doc?
Listen, this will make you more like Sloan. Powerful, but without the side effects.
No, Doc. No way. I swore an oath to a special lady.
Your wife?
No. Lady Liberty. She taught me that winners don't use drugs.